The Bible is undoubtedly one of the most influential books in human history. It is not only the sacred text for millions of Christians across the globe, but has also left an indelible mark on literature, philosophy, art, and culture. With a history spanning thousands of years, the Bible is a collection of texts that melds historical accounts, ethical teachings, poetry, prophecies, and spiritual reflections. The Bible is divided into two major sections: the Old Testament, which recounts the history, laws, and prophecies of the people of Israel, and the New Testament, which focuses on the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus of Nazareth. The Old Testament is the common foundation for both the Jewish and Christian faiths. It includes 39 books in Protestant versions, although this number varies in other traditions. Its oldest texts, like Genesis and Exodus, were orally transmitted before being written down in Hebrew. Through narratives such as Noah's Ark, the liberation from Egypt, and the commandments of Moses, the values and worldview of the Hebrew people are reflected. Some sections, like the Psalms, contain poetry and praises to God, while others, like the prophetic books, Isaiah, Jeremiah, warn about the consequences of straying from divine law. The New Testament consists of 27 books, written in Koine Greek between the 1st and 2nd centuries AD. Its central theme is the figure of Jesus, whom Christians consider the promised Messiah of the Old Testament. Among its most notable books are the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, which narrate the life, teachings, and miracles of Jesus. Acts of the Apostles documents the expansion of the Christian church after Jesus' death, while the letters of Paul offer theological and ethical teachings to emerging Christian communities. The Apocalypse is a prophetic book describing visions of the end times and God's ultimate triumph. The Bible is not just a religious text. It has also served as a cultural and political force over the centuries. The Bible has deeply influenced world literature. Works like Dante's Divine Comedy, John Milton's Paradise Lost, and much of Shakespeare's theater contain biblical references. Even common phrases like the Good Samaritan or the patience of Job originate from this text. From Michelangelo's frescoes in the Sistine Chapel to Caravaggio's paintings, the Bible has been a source of inspiration for countless artists. Scenes such as the Last Supper, the birth of Jesus, and the crucifixion are recurring themes in art history. The Ten Commandments have served as a moral foundation for many legal systems in the Western world. The Bible has been used both to justify and combat injustices, from slavery in the 17th and 18th centuries to civil rights movements led by figures like Martin Luther King Jr. One of the most important milestones in the history of the Bible was its translation into Latin by St. Jerome, the Vulgate, and later into the local languages of each region. The invention of the printing press made the Bible one of the first printed books, accelerating its dissemination across Europe during the Protestant Reformation. The Bible has been interpreted in many ways throughout history. Some see it as the literal Word of God, while others view it as a historical and symbolic document. These differences have given rise to diverse currents within Christianity, such as Catholicism, Protestantism, and Orthodoxy. There have also been debates over some of its more complex themes, such as Genesis and the creation of the world, the laws of the Old Testament, and interpretations of the Apocalypse. These discussions have led to tensions between science and religion, especially on issues such as the theory of evolution or the origin of the universe. In an increasingly secular world, the Bible remains relevant. It is a text that invites reflection on the purpose of life, the nature of humanity, and the values that guide our actions. Moreover, it continues to be a spiritual resource for millions of people in times of crisis, inspiration, or search for meaning. On the other hand, the Bible continues to be studied from an academic perspective, addressing its historical context, literary composition, and translations. These investigations reveal new perspectives on its message and cultural impact. The Bible is not just a book, but a compendium of stories, ideas, and teachings that have shaped Western civilization and beyond. Although interpretations vary, its power to inspire, guide, and challenge remains intact. Whether read as a sacred text, a literary work, or a historical document, the Bible is and will likely remain one of humanity's greatest cultural treasures.